In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon His last and beloved Messenger Muhammad, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. The title of this presentation is the Sunni sect on the right track? And this presentation is in a series entitled Think, where I encourage people to think and ponder upon matters such that their intelligence would increase, and that would be a way for them to be guided to the path of Allah Almighty and to see the truthfulness of the words of Allah in the last revelation to people of the Quran. So the title of this presentation is the Sunni sect on the right track. And this topic stems from a fact that if a Muslim is growing in this day and age and he sees the condition of Muslims, he sees them that they are divided, that Muslims are divided into many sects, like called Sunni, Shia, Baha'i, Qadiani, etc. So the Muslim nation, it's divided into many sects, many kind of divisions. Now, a person wants to think about this. Is this correct, dividing the religion into sects? And if so, if it's correct, then which one is on the right track? Now, before we go into the answer, let's see the dangers. Now, if a person thinks about this division, he realizes that there are many dangers of dividing the religion into many sects. And a Muslim saying, I'm a Muslim Sunni, I'm a Muslim Shi'i, I'm a Muslim Baha'i, I'm a Muslim Qadani, etc. So what are the dangers? Firstly, this division and Muslims being in many sects, it's an enemy factory. I call it the enemy factory. It produces enemies, that the Muslims are enemies toward each other. Now this division caused the Muslims to be enemies towards each other. Like when a person calls he's a Sunni, then his enemy would be a Shi'i. If a person calls he's Baha'i, then his enemy would be a Qadiani, and so forth. Other danger, that the Muslims wasting their life in empty struggle and pointless debates. Now, because of these sects, so many Muslims, they wasted their life struggling with each other, hating each other, and pointless debates, debating with each other, the Sunni and the Shi'i. And if the money and the brain power and the manpower put in these debates were directed toward calling people, non-Muslims, to the Quran and making people know of their Creator Allah, that would be much more fruitful. Also, the dangers weakening the Islamic nation, the Muslim nation. These sects, they cause so much kind of weakness in the Muslim nation. So let's think about these sects, whether it's correct or not. Now, instead of depending on a person's guesswork and his conjecture, let's seek the help of Allah God Almighty to guide us to the answer. Now, if we do that, in the Quran, Allah God Almighty gives us the answer and the truth about these sects in Islam in one verse in the Quran, which is verse number 159 of chapter 6 of the Quran, which reads the following: Verily, those who divide their religion and break up into sects, you have no concern in them in the least. Their affair is only with Allah God, who then will tell them what they used to do. So here Allah is telling us that anyone who divides the religion of Islam and breaks it up into sects, you have no concern in them at the least. Meaning that you do not have anything to do with them, that they are walking one path and you're walking another. So Allah gives us the answer directly, that the act of dividing religion into sects is wrong 100%, and that you should not do this. So what's the correct thing to do? That to say that I am a Muslim, I am trying to implement the Quran and walk according to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. That is the correct thing to say. I am a Muslim. Not to say I'm a Muslim Sunni, I'm a Muslim Shi'i, I'm a Muslim Baha'i. This is totally wrong. So I hope now it's clear. The Sunni are not on the right track. The Shia are not on the right track. The Baha'i are not on the right track. Who is on the right track? The one who says, I'm a Muslim, I'm trying to implement the Quran and walk and act according to the teaching of Prophet Muhammad. That's it. And to know more details about this topic, please visit my website at www.quran-miracle.com, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all.